Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny, so you can too. And in this video, I'm going to talk about a currency cross and a stock to watch this week. I'm going to go over the two stocks I talked about in last week's video, and I'm going to save the rant for next week. This week's rant was going to be about books on trading, but since it's Labor Day, hey, I'm going to give you a break. And since it's a day off, I'm going to take a day off from the rants. So, like I said, it is Labor Day. This video is for the week of September 5th, 2016. The U.S. markets are closed. The futures market is trading in what I call a shadow session. I don't know if anybody else calls it that. I heard it somewhere, so apparently someone else calls it that. And they're down a little bit. Futures are down a little bit. They look like there were some setups, but I don't like trading with the light volume, so I just rather pass and wait for the New York markets to be open where there's more volume and you can get out easier, and if you get stuck and you have to get out, the reopen isn't that far away, all that stuff. Okay, so let's look at the two stocks I spoke about last week. First is Clovis Oncology, and you can see it popped up, went a couple points, but came right back down. I have to rearrange the lines now, and I mean, you still have the impulse through the 200-day moving average. Let's just see what consolidation pattern sets up here. But still definitely a stock to watch. The second stock was Tableau Software. DATA is the symbol, and still looks okay. Nice consolidation. Hasn't triggered yet. What I love about these consolidations is that you know when you're wrong right away. Okay? First of all, you only look to take it on a break. And if it stalls out at the 200-day moving average, you flip it out or you trail stops tight, whatever you want to do. But if it can get through that, there's a chance that this high is tested and then it starts moving into the gap some more. It's already been moving into the gap, but let's see if it can move some more into the gap. And of course, if it goes down instead of up, it's no harm, no foul. And of course, if you grab it on the break, you know where to put your stop and how to trail it appropriately. All right, so those are the two stocks we talked about last week. Now this week, I have a currency cross to talk about. It's the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. And it's called a cross instead of a pair because there's no dollar, US dollar. Sorry, there's an Australian dollar and a Canadian dollar. So there are $2, but there's no US dollar in it. If without the US dollar, it's called a cross. That's how I was taught. If I'm wrong, I'm sure you'll leave a nice comment for me or drop me an email and tell me that's wrong. But okay, but I was taught it's called a pair if the US dollar is part of it. If the US dollar is not part, it's called a cross. Anyway, when I drew these lines in Sunday night, maybe I should have popped this video out then because it did fire off. But the more important line here is this pink line. This looks like a head and shoulders pattern. Now, if you look at this pattern, it's not going to look like a perfect textbook head and shoulders, but it's a head and shoulders pattern. And rather than saying, okay, well, it's not perfectly symmetrical and the left shoulder doesn't equal the right shoulder and the time is different. No. Here's the deal. There was a higher high followed by a lower high, and there is a slanting neckline in this case. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the slanting neckline. I'd rather them be as straight as possible. Again, not getting a textbook perfectly matched straight trend line or neckline may be tough, but the slanting neckline, yeah, it's not a huge angle here, so it's still a valid neckline here. And if it triggers off, what you want to do is you take a measured move from this low to this high and you attach it on. So let's do that. Okay, so we can take this line like this, and then we can move it like this, and it would project down to here, which is just a whisper away from these lows. All right, so that's it. And I'm using this as the neckline, not this. If I use this, it would be different. Again, maybe I should be using this as the neckline. All right, so let's go here. The point is, as it starts to trade, this is going to be a pretty nice trade as it starts to move down here. So even if it's off by a little bit, these are just an area to watch for. Okay, and great. Some head and shoulders go exactly to the measured move, and all right, good for them. And that's not what we're about, or that's not what I'm about. I'm just about looking for an area. And as it starts to move down, if it starts to break, stops will be trailed aggressively. And I don't even know if I would be able to make it all the way down here. Maybe it comes back, it stops out on a trailer, that's fine. Point is to lock profits, to protect your profits. Not to sit there and go, well, there's a measured move and I'm holding it to then. It'd be great if every trade worked out that way. It's just not going to happen. All right, so the stock for this week, hope you like pictures, is Shutterstock. Beautiful, gorgeous bull flag here. Okay, and the stock has been in a very nice uptrend since bottoming out in February. Beautiful move up here, spike up here, has gone from around 25 to just over 60. So this is more than double here, right? 20, you know what, this would be 52s, I guess. Around here would be a double. So it's more than a double here. And it still looks like it has room to continue. And if we go like this, and then we pull up the Fibonacci retracement. Whoops, that doesn't work. So if we go like this, we see that we are above. Okay, I figured out how to add 78.6, by the way. I'm pretty proud of myself. 78.6. This is on this, on Warden. Okay, so this would be a first target right up here, 63, 70s, or whatever. Again, it's the area that matters. So it could be a pretty nice move just to there. Of course, if it broke through, then we're looking for a move all the way up here to, what is this up here? To 74s. All right, but Shutterstock, very nice looking bull flag here. So watch it and see if it fires off, of course, first, and then watch for targets up above. Any questions? winningedgetrader@gmail.com. I will be back next week with my trading books rant. Have a great shortened trading week, and I will speak to you in the next video.